President Trump has ordered the deployment of 2,000 National Guard troops to Los Angeles as protests over his immigration crackdown stretch into a second night. The White House says Trump issued the order because California's Democrat leaders had failed to protect citizens. Protests began after officers from Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, arrested dozens of people in raids across the city. Demonstrators gathered outside a migrant detention centre demanding their release.
As night fell over the City of Angels on Saturday evening, the standoff between protesters and law enforcement officials continued into the night. Anger swelled in this mostly immigrant neighbourhood of LA after a slew of arrests by ICE agents. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass earlier accused ICE of sowing terror in America's second largest city. Protesters say some migrants are locked inside business premises, scared to leave, fearing their arrest.
You cannot just come into the community and terrorize citizens the way you did. You cannot just continue to come in and profile people, not knowing if you are arresting American citizens. We have no idea who you have kidnapped. It is time for some accountability.
US President Donald Trump has ordered the National Guard to be deployed, a function normally requested by state leaders. California Governor Gavin Newsom hit back, saying the move was purposely inflammatory and warned that it would only escalate tensions further. Trump's so-called protecting the American people against invasion executive order has led to a surge in ICE arrests. Some Trump supporters hail the intensified enforcement, but the increasing number of arrests in broad daylight is creating fear among immigrant communities about the administration's powers and lack of due process afforded to those who were detained by federal authorities.
Saul Gonzalez is co-host and correspondent for Public Radio's The California Report. You were out on the streets. What did you witness?
Yeah, I was out yesterday on the streets of Los Angeles and surrounding communities, and just so many confrontations between these federal agents that have arrived, these ICE agents that have arrived in Los Angeles, and members of the community and activists. There were kind of pitched street confrontations today in the community of Paramount, about 20 miles south of Los Angeles. A lot of firing of tear gas canisters at the crowds and these kind of flashbang explosives. And what do the people challenging ICE agents want? They want these agents out of LA, and they want these immigration raids to stop.
You also spoke to immigrant day laborers. What did they tell you?
Yeah, these are day laborers who gather all around the city of Los Angeles. They're kind of part of the landscape of Los Angeles. They're outside of like big convenience stores looking for work. And to a person, they are frightened. They are tense. They don't know why this is happening. They feel they're going to be targeted at any moment. And what they will tell you is, hey, we're not in this country to rob, to steal, to make trouble. We are merely here to feed ourselves and our families. And the targeting of us it's not only wrong, they say it's incredibly stupid. It goes against the interests of the United States and of California and Los Angeles, which need the labor that these migrant laborers provide.
And now with the deployment of thousands of National Guard troops to LA, what's that going to do?
Well, nothing good, I think, in the immediate future. I think we will see more protests now because not only federal agents are here, but also the National Guard. The Secretary of Defense has even talked about sending the Marines to Los Angeles. This is nearly uniformly opposed by local elected officials and state elected officials who say it is inflammatory. It is creating a crisis atmosphere where there's no need for a crisis atmosphere. And they say and what they are advising the community to do is to keep their heads, to stay calm, and to stay peaceful in their protests.
So, what's your political take on this? What should happen next? Is this problem of illegal migrants, is that something that officials should turn a blind eye to, or is there something that needs to be tackled here?
Well, I don't know how important my opinion is, but sure. I mean, is illegal immigration a problem in the United States? Absolutely. Is it a problem in California? Absolutely. But I think there are a lot of people who even people who are concerned about the immigration issue who will say this is not the way to do it. You don't have to send in federal agents in tactical gear and heavy armaments to do immigration raids. If you want to do immigration raids, you can do them. You can be kind of in civilian clothes or windbreakers, but there's a lot of theatricality when it comes to these raids that we're seeing. It's like something out of an action movie, and these scenes we're playing out that you see playing out on television now all around the world from Los Angeles. It is confounding to a lot of Angelenos who say this is absolutely not necessary to do in this way.
You sum it up so well. Saul Gonzalez in Los Angeles, thank you very much for the insights.
Thank you, Ben. Really appreciate it.
We're now joined by Jayson Campadonia from NBC News in Los Angeles. Jayson, Trump has ordered the deployment of 2,000 National Guard troops to LA. How is this news going down where you are?
Well, it really is just adding more fuel to the fire. The more military-style groups show up, National Guard, federal ICE agents, even local law enforcement, that just enrages the people who are protesting. And it just kind of adds more groups. We actually just got a tip a few moments ago that there are going to be ICE raids in several more cities tomorrow, Sunday, here in the Los Angeles area. And on top of that, the activist groups are saying, okay, we're done. We're calling for, quote, mass mobilization in the Los Angeles area. And so around 2:00 local time, there could be tens of thousands of people rallying against the National Guard and the immigration enforcement agents here in the city. So that could really lead to more violence, more vandalism, more arrests, more tear gas in the city. And it's just going to amp up the violence. Anytime that there's government officials carrying out some sort of immigration or some sort of operation, it really does hit the panic button for groups here in Los Angeles, and they mobilize and they show up, and all they want to do is fight for their beliefs.
You talk about groups there. What sort of scale are we talking about when it comes to illegal migrants in LA?
There's tens of thousands of people in Los Angeles right now who are here illegally, who cross the border somehow, some way, and for whatever reason. I'm not here to tell you why they're here. Most of them are here for jobs, from what we understand. But others are just family members that are looking for, as some of the activist groups, they say that they're looking for a better life. And the federal government here in America says that's okay, but they need to do it legally. They can't just cross the border and come here and stay illegally. That makes them criminals. So that's why federal enforcement agents are here in force in the Los Angeles area this weekend.
Dozens of people have already been arrested. Where do you think this is going?
I really think it's going to lead to more violence first. It's going to get worse before it gets better type of a situation. I spoke to many local lawmakers today over the phone who say, okay, enough is enough. Maybe it's time to rethink the sanctuary city and sanctuary state laws here, especially in California, several other states across the United States, but mainly here in California, where local law enforcement is not helping federal immigration enforcement agents. And maybe that's not the best plan of action. Maybe there needs to be some sort of leeway given on one side or the other. But I really feel that this could explode into severe violence. Luckily, no deaths have been reported as a result of the violent protests here in Los Angeles. I wouldn't be shocked and I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be saddened if that changes here in the next couple of days.
The very latest there from Jayson Campadonia in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you.